Good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Bible class with Andre and Debbie. Thank you all for viewing with us, and thank you all for your support. We're continuing our studies today in Genesis chapter 42, and we'll be looking at the subject God fulfilling Joseph's dreams. And that fulfillment began in chapter 41, verse 14. But today in chapter 42, we're looking at the continued fulfilling of Joseph's dreams. And we begin at verse 1. Just a brief review of what has happened in chapter 41. The 7 years of plentifulness has ended, and the 7-year famine has begun. And all countries and lands felt the result of the famine, and they came into Egypt to buy corn or bread under the leadership of Joseph. And so, chapter 42, verse 1. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, Why do ye look one upon another? And he said, Jacob said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down thither, and buy for us from there, or from Egypt, that we may live and not die. Now, bread is called one of the staffs of life. You can have fruit and vegetables and meat and whatever, but bread, because in the scriptures, Jesus is the bread of life, and it sustains. Not only the bread of God is the word of God, and that bread of God sustains us, even as the manna sustained the Israelites in the wilderness. So corn or bread is necessary. So Jacob is sending his 10 sons into Egypt to buy corn, verse 3. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, verse 4, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren, for he said, Lest peradventure mischief or something bad befall him, because they had convinced their dad that Joseph was killed by an animal, even though he had been sold into Egypt. So Benjamin is the 12th son of Jacob, and Joseph and Benjamin's mother was Rachel. Verse 5. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. And so Egypt represented all other countries, and Canaan is the land of promise that God is going to give to the nation Israel. But even there, the famine was in the land. Verse 6. And Joseph was governor over the land, and he it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him, with their faces to the earth. So in Joseph's dreams in chapter 37 that began this series of studies, Joseph had two dreams where his brethren would bow to him, and also his mother and father would bow to him. So this is the first time they're meeting Joseph, and they bow down themselves to him. Verse 7. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, Whence cometh ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan to buy food. So Joseph knew them, but they didn't know him. And the same happened. Jesus came unto his own, but his own received him not. He came to Israel, yet Israel did not know him. And so verse 8 says, And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him. Verse 9. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, You are spies. To see the nakedness of the land ye are come. So this roughness that Joseph spake to them was being spoken by an interpreter, because Joseph had been in Egypt 13 years, and he knew the Egyptian language. Verse 10. And they said unto him, the 10 brethren said unto him, No, my Lord, but to buy food are thy servants come. And so with the lowercase l, we know that that represents a ruler other than Jesus, because the L in the Lord's name is capitalized. Verse 11. We are all one man's son. They volunteered this information. We are all one man's sons. We are true men, are honest men. Thy servants are no spies. Verse 12. And he said unto them, Nay, but to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. Verse 13. And they said, Thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. When they say one is not, they're saying Joseph is dead. One of the sons are dead, and one is with his father, to make 12 sons. 14. And Joseph said unto them, That is it that I spake unto you, saying, Ye are spies. Hereby, verse 15, ye shall be proved, are tested. By the life of Pharaoh ye shall not go from here, except your youngest brother come hither. So I'm going to put you all in prison because you're spies, but I'm going to send one of you to go and bring Benjamin back to Egypt. And he said, you cannot trade in this land of Egypt unless you bring your youngest brother back. Verse 16, send one of you and let him bring your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that your words may be proved, whether there be any truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh, surely ye are spies. Verse 17. And he put them all together into prison 3 days, or in ward 3 days. Verse 18, and Joseph said unto them the third day, this do and live, for I fear God. And so even though he's the governor of Egypt and his brothers do not recognize him, he says to them, I fear God, which may have given them an indication of something different. Verse 9 about Joseph. Verse 19. Joseph says, if ye be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison. So he fears God. So he's showing mercy here because he's first said that all of them would be bound and he would send one. Now he's only bounding one of them. And so, verse 19 again, if ye be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison. Go ye, carry corn for the famine of your houses or your families. Verse 20, but bring your youngest brother unto me, so shall your words be verified, approved, and ye shall not die. And they did so. Verse 21, and they said one to another, now they've left, they're talking to each other, we are truly guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul. This is the Lord telling us that what they did to Joseph was cruel and it brought anguish to his soul. That we saw the anguish of his soul when he begged us and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us. So now they're feeling guilty and they're discussing what they had done to their brother Joseph. Verse 22. And Reuben answered them, saying, spake I not unto you, saying, do not sin against the child? And you would not hear. Therefore, behold, also his blood is required. So we're being punished by God. Verse 23. And they knew not that Joseph understood them, for he spake unto them by an interpreter. Verse 24. And he turned himself from them and wept. Jesus wept. And returned to them again and communed or talked with them, and took from them Simeon and bound him before their eyes. Then Joseph commanded, verse 25, to fill their sacks with corn and to restore every man's money into his sack, and to give them provision for the way of the journey. And thus did he unto them. This is what Joseph did. And he's strategizing to get his baby brother and his father into the land of Egypt to be taken care of during the time before another Pharaoh arose that did not know Joseph in Exodus, in the book of Exodus, verse 26. And they loaded their asses with the corn and left there or departed thence. 27. And as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender or food in the inn, he saw or espied his money. For behold, it was in the sack's mouth, or in the opening of the sack. Verse 28, and he said unto his brethren, my money is restored, and lo, it is even in my sack. And when he said that, and their heart failed them, and they were afraid, saying one to another, what is this that God had done unto us? Because they're feeling guilty of what they had done. Verse 29. And they came unto Jacob their father unto the land of Canaan, and told him all that befell unto them, saying, this is what they're saying to Jacob, verse 30. The man who is the Lord of the land spake roughly to us, and took us for spies of the country. Verse 31. And we said unto him, we are true men, or honest men. We are no spies. We be 12 brethren, sons of our father. One is not, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan. Verse 33. And the man, the Lord or governor of the country, said unto us, hereby shall I know that ye are true men, or honest men. Do this, leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of your household, and be gone. So they're retelling Jacob what had happened to them. And then they're saying to Jacob, verse 34, and bring your youngest brother unto me. Then shall I know that ye are no spies, but that you are true men. So will I deliver you, your brother, and ye shall traffic or trade in the land. And their brother Simeon, who had been put in jail, he said, I'll take him out, release him from jail. Verse 35. And it came to pass, as they emptied their sacks, that behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when both they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid, including Jacob. Verse 36, and Jacob their father said unto them, me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon is not, and ye will take Benjamin away. All these things are against me. Verse 37, and Reuben spake unto his father, saying, slay my 2 sons if I bring him not to thee. Deliver him into my hand, and I will bring him to thee again. Verse 38. And he said, Jacob said, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead. And that's what I was saying when it says that one is not. The meaning is that his brother is dead, and Jacob thinks that Joseph is dead. So verse 38 again, and he said, my son Benjamin shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is left alone. If mischief befall him by the way in the which you go, then shall you bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. So Jacob, at this point, is not going to let Benjamin go with them, but that will change. I believe it's in the next chapter. So we're looking at Joseph's dreams being fulfilled from chapter 37 of Genesis, where Joseph had these dreams about them bowing down to him. And they were angry and tried to get rid of him. And so thank you all for listening. We'll continue this study next time. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.